Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect Black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, Black voices, Black power.
The heat is on.
On the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected. Stay informed. Stay loud.
Stand up!
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
You met them recently, and inside the first 5 minutes, your stomach knew. The butterflies, the chest tightening, the strange certainty that this person felt different, like you'd been looking for them your whole life. And 6 months later, you're in the same fight you swore you'd never have again. Watching them pull away, watching yourself reach harder, lying awake at 3 in the morning rehearsing the next text message. The reason this keeps happening, it's not bad luck. It's not your generation. It's not social media. It's not the internet. It's not dating apps. It's not that all the good ones are taken. The reason this keeps happening is that you didn't fall in love with them. Your childhood wound did. And until we look at the actual mechanism, no amount of self-soothing, no attachment style worksheet, no journaling on a Sunday morning is going to stop you from picking the exact same person with a different face. Because the truth is this, the butterfly feeling that you're all searching for is a massive red flag.
Okay, we got to do this quick. Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR is back in the building. You already know what it is. This is a truncated version of the Voice of Reason. Only 1 hour today. Because, listen, we KBLA be on it. Live election night coverage. Some of my favorite people will be in the building. You already know Dominique DePrima. Dr. Nicordelai Corte. They're going to come right in. Just at the 8 o'clock hour. Right? It's going to be lit. 8 p.m. for analysis and insights from our team of political advisors. Now, it's not directly in front of me, and I'm embarrassed because I've listened to this sister's show before. What is the third co-host? What is her name? See, and that's why I didn't want to fumble it. Shropshire. Adrian Shropshire. Did I? Okay then. And she's going to join. She's going to cook with the rarest grease. She's going to break down all the races, the mayoral race, everything that's happening. She's going to break it down along with Dr. Nee Corte, and of course, Dominique DePrima. You already know what it is. So stay tuned directly after this hour. Now, let me get back to today's topic. Cause I see what creators are doing, and I'm glad they're doing it. I am. Read a book. That anecdotal stuff is not cool. It's cool to have your own opinion, but I see, read a book, listen to a podcast, somebody informed, and then kind of shape your anecdotal kind of thing around it. I see what they're doing, and that's good. Come on. Let's get out here and have real conversations, and I'm with it, right? And that's what we're doing here tonight. The topic is going to be a little touchy. Can our unhealed wounds have a soulmate? Are your unhealed wounds currently with their soulmate? See, I'm just going to, if you don't get to it, the wound is going to do the choosing for you. The wound is responding before your cognition, before you're able to create a narrative. The wound is like, yep, that's them. Have you ever experienced that? Kismet, love at first sight. Oh my God. Nobody warns you that some relationships feel spiritually significant because they successfully reopen the oldest psychological crime scene that lives within you. That's why you like them. Not heal it, not resolve it, reopen it. That explains why some people meet somebody and immediately feel alive. After years of emotional numbness, the body mistakes reactivation for resurrection. The nervous system mistakes emotional volatility for depth. The wounded psyche mistakes recognition for destiny. Suddenly, the person who destabilizes your sleep, concentration, self-worth, emotional regulation, and peace somehow becomes the person you call home. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. If you want to talk to me, now's the time. Because this, like I said, this hour is going to fly. Right? I think these questions deserve investigation. When we say I found my partner, are we speaking as our wound's PR person? Right? The wound can't speak except through you. Are you speaking for your wound? Is the wound happy now? Because it's found a mirror, something that is familiar to it. Right? Listen, healthy love rarely introduces itself like a hostage negotiation with your central nervous system. And it doesn't just pop up like that. Tonight's conversation dismantles the seductive mythology surrounding chemistry, soulmates, and romantic intuition by asking an almost offensive question. What if many people do not choose partners from wholeness at all? What if they choose from emotional muscle memory? I don't even know if y'all thought about this. I think sometimes we feel like it's us, like I like this person. And as I've gotten older, I've started to recognize like, why? I started to ask that question. Why do I like this person? This person is feeling awfully familiar. But why? Listen what I'm saying. Not a conscious preference, right? But conditioned familiarity. Ask yourself, do you know the difference between the two? Do you know what the difference feels like in your body? Do you know when it's conditioned familiarity versus conscious preference? Where did your preference come from? Does trauma have a type? Can wounds, unhealed wounds, be soulmates? 1-800-920-1580. The body remembers environments the mind claims it wants to escape. A child raised around emotional inconsistency may eventually grow into an adult whose biology associates with unpredictability. Associates unpredictability with emotional importance. Right? That's the same environment they grew up in. A person who spent childhood chasing unavailable affection from caregivers may later experience emotional availability as strangely flat and boring, while becoming intensely magnetized towards people requiring pursuit, performance, proving, rescuing, or survival. That means some adults do not fall in love with peace because peace does not resemble their developmental blueprint for intimacy. I'm going to ask you a question. Did your conscious mind choose your current partner? Or did your unresolved wounds did it? Did your unresolved wounds choose them? I'm asking. I'm going to tell you like this. My wounds are like the mafia in my spirit. My wounds got some power. I'm still trying to depower my wounds. I'm okay saying it. I am now at a point, just now, that I've gotten to the place where I can say, all right, now, y'all tripping. Y'all know what that is. Y'all see what that is. I'm talking to my wounds. Stop choosing the same iteration, the same remix, the same vibration. Stop it. How many of you can honestly call in and say, I chose from my unconditioned conscious mind? Conversely, how many of you can step in and say, I never choose from my conscious mind? How many of you know the difference between the two? Are you choosing from your conditioned, programmed template? Clinicians might call it modeling. You modeled, children model their environment. Right? I'm calling it a template. Did the template choose your partner, or did your conscious self choose the partner? The conversation is getting dangerous right now because many people swear they want healing while unconsciously preserving the exact relational dynamics their wounds depend upon for identity continuity. Remove the chaos and they no longer know who they are. Come on! You telling me the chaos defines us, Andy? I've felt it. I ain't even gonna lie. Come on, I'm gonna paint the picture. Early in that toxic relationship, it be feeling good. Y'all be vibing, smiling and smirking, inside jokes. It's toxic underneath. Their inner alarm is going off, yours is going off, but it's good in the beginning. Y'all working up to that moment of slap and tickle, tippity tappity, it's coming. We just got to go to a couple more movies and a couple more, hanging out sessions, and it's on. Tell me I'm lying. But underneath, what you've been ignoring the whole time. Tell me, am I lying, Andy? You see it early. that quick side eye for something small, you be like, hey, you know you both hypervigilant, so you see the side eye. Or you see the quick vocal change. Who you talking to? Don't talk to me like, you be like, wait a minute, we're a week in. What's going on? But because this process of dancing through it, like we gonna get to where we gonna get, you ignore it, you suppress it, you push it aside. And plus, that's what you've learned to do. 1-800-920-1580. Remove the chaos and they no longer know who they are. Remove the emotional chasing and they no longer feel valuable. Remove the inconsistency and the dopamine crash begins. Remove the suffering and suddenly they must confront themselves without distraction. Andy? Huh? It's not us that's dating? Our wounds are soulmates? Oh my God. This explains why some people call stable partners boring, while calling emotionally available partners deep. Oh, that's too deep. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get some cheddar biscuits, man. and the artichoke cheese, the dip. Yeah, that's so many people want the distraction, the excursion, the escape. One relationship regulates the nervous system. The other relationship stimulates the wound, and modern dating cultures rarely teach people the difference. Instead, society glorifies intensity, immediate fusion, obsessive attachment, possessiveness, emotional urgency, the inability to let go. People call it passion. Some people call it twin flames. Other people call it soulmates. Meanwhile, the nervous system quietly calls it familiarity. I know this pain. I know this drama. How many of you are watching replays of old relationship sitcoms while sitting on the set of one? Hey, wait a minute. How is that possible? Yeah, it's not a replay that you're watching. It's a replay that you're acting in. You just got a whole new cast member. They just got rid of the chocolate Aunt Viv and got the light one, the light Aunt Viv. That's all. Here we go. When I come forward, the voice of reason, we cooking it up. Let's get busy.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. These are hard times for housing in America. Too many in our community face barriers to safe housing, behavioral health care, and affirming spaces for healing, particularly those impacted by poverty and stigma or incarceration. Rooted in South LA, Ahmad supports impacted communities through housing, wellness, and leadership development. Ahmad provides culturally responsive, peer-led support from transitional housing and mental health services to leadership development and youth empowerment. They offer safe, affirming houses for youth, transgender women, and formerly incarcerated individuals. Therapy and peer support with a focus on healing trauma in Black communities. HIV prevention and care, free testing, education, and wraparound services for whole person wellness. Standing in the gap with health, housing, and hope. Reach out to Ahmad Institute at 323-569-1610. That's 323-569-1610. Or visit amaad.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's celebrate.
Hey, Los Angeles, KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God!
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Yeah, man.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk
1580. I run red lights for you. Don't ask me why I do. My good sense say slow down, but my heart say go through. I run red lights for you, even when I know the truth. It ain't right, but it's real. What I feel, I still choose you. I can't stand to see you. Can't stand to see you, cause my defense is sit down. All my gun walls, they clock out early when you come around. Now I'm standing here, wide open like Sunday morning windows, letting all this feeling and no filter, no credentials. I look foolish, yeah, I know.
Like you'll kind of attract a similar nervous system, or I guess a certain similar, like, I don't know, stress level?
Yeah,
is that right?
it's not smell. It's sensing, not through smell, the level of the stress hormone, yeah.
Interesting.
But that's short term, right? But the inner child and shadow stuff is longer term.
Gosh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you think we attract people based on our psychological wounds?
100%.
Wow. And as we start to heal and grow, if the other person's not healing and growing, we kind of pull away.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's interesting.
Oh, I can see the cogs moving in your brain.
I just think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
So, no, that's so crazy. Who is that talking, Andy? Lewis House. Trauma soulmates. So let me tell you what happened. A few months ago, I came in here and said, Andy, I got to give you a gang of songs. So I gave Andy a bunch of records. And Andy turned into an Autobot with his playlist. And I have a Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality. It's competition to me. I had to go find some new artists. I had to reclaim my throne from Andy. I didn't even know Andy stole the throne. I'm listening to songs during the show. I said, oh, Lord, Andy in here cooking. I said, I can't let Andy take my co-host. Andy done pulled up like Cuddy. I said, okay, this is what we doing. So I've gone and found some artists to reclaim my throne. Who was that young lady? Andy, do you remember the artist? Decorous Culture. And she has an amazing album. I was like, okay, Andy, check this out. Here we go. And there's another sister with the brown, I forgot her name too, but she's got some fire. We'll be playing this stuff. But back to today's topic. Trauma soulmates. Don't confuse the person who knows how to trigger your wound with the person who knows how to love your soul. One activates your injury, the other interrupts your addiction to it. Your addiction to what? So you're addicted to the pattern that the wound created in your body, in your spirit, in your mind, psychosomatic. But I will say this, your partner's not responsible for the interruption of that pattern. All your partner can do is point to the pattern. They can get you to see the pattern. And when I say see, that's through self-reflection. When I say point, your partner can help you interrupt the pattern by bringing, you're not going to like this, conflict. Oftentimes, when somebody brings conflict, our focus is on them. Don't disturb my peace. I need new boundaries, right? It's an external war that's being waged, right? These are moments, and I would say perfect moments, for deep mindfulness and self-reflection. Because you can see what's rising in you to defend, and that is what's supposed to be interrupted. So you got to get off that nervous system narcotic. You on that stuff, boy. I can tell. That girl and her drama put that thing on. You on that stuff. You on that nervous system narcotic now. Right? You keep calling them your twin flame. Meanwhile, your nervous system is over there filing a police report. You done brought her, you done took her back. Or the opposite is you've taken him back. As much drama he done caused you and your family. Do wounds have soulmates? Emotional cosplay, huh? Some people are not in relationships, they're in emotional reenactments. Right? You can't spiritualize the wound, but the wound is, in fact, spiritual. Right? Right? When you overcome wounds, that's not a social act. Right? When you start the healing process, that is, in fact, a spiritual action that is taking place. When we come forward, the voice of reason will begin to peel this back even further. Let's get it!
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. New York City Mayor Mamdani is not ruling out screen time limits for students in school.
I'm looking forward to considering any additional suggestions there are.
It comes as Governor Kathy Hochul proposes limiting laptop and iPad use for elementary students during class. Community groups in Dayton, Ohio are calling for unity after a violent weekend left one person dead and others hurt in several shootings. Dayton's NAACP president wants the city to expand its violence interruption program, while Racial Justice Now says gun violence should be treated as a public health crisis. And star sprinter Clara Adams, who is black, is suing the California Interscholastic Federation after being stripped of her gold medal last year. Adams won the 400-meter state final at 16, but was disqualified for briefly spraying her shoes with a fire extinguisher during her celebration. The move drew protest from the NAACP. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
When the story gets twisted, who's going to tell the truth? When they cut the microphones, who's still talking? When history gets rewritten, who remembers what really happened? We do. KBLA Talk 1580. Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, black voices, black power.
The heat is on.
On the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected. Stay informed. Stay loud.
Stand up!
Let's be real. For too long, too many of our students have sat in overcrowded classrooms in underfunded public schools.
But as head of the San Diego School Board, Richard Barrera changed that.
Under Barrera's leadership, student literacy rose from the state average all the way to #1 among major urban school districts. Barrera led the way for smaller classrooms and for teachers to be paid what they're worth.
Barrera funded more counselors and mental health services, and community schools that teach real-world skills for future jobs.
A community organizer who became an education leader to fight for our kids. The only candidate for State Superintendent of Public Instruction,
backed by the 310,000 classroom educators of the California Teachers Association. Vote Democrat Richard Barrera for State Superintendent.
Ad paid for by California Teachers Association Independent Expenditure Committee, not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
Going to a World Cup match in LA this summer? Ditch the parking stress and ride Metro. With direct service from across LA County, it's the easy way to get there for just $1.75 each way.
Hey, KBLA listeners, this is Stephen Bradford, candidate for State Insurance Commissioner on June 2nd. I've spent my entire life as a public servant on the Gardena City Council, the State Assembly, and the State Senate, standing up for working families, small businesses, seniors, and communities that are too often left behind. I'm running for State Insurance Commissioner because we need an advocate, a watchdog, who will make sure insurance is not only available, but affordable for all Californians. I, like you, am tired of being dropped from coverage after doing everything right, or wondering if anyone is on your side after a disaster strikes. I will be your strongest advocate to make sure we have a vibrant insurance market that creates greater competition and more choices for consumers like yourself. We need a market that serves all of California. As your next insurance commissioner, I will be that warrior to make sure all Californians have affordable insurance. Your ballots have arrived. I ask you to vote for Stephen Bradford as your next insurance commissioner. Stephen Bradford, a name you know. Stephen Bradford, a name you can trust. Vote by June 2nd.
Paid for by Stephen Bradford for Insurance Commissioner.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage career track jobs. The LA Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. And they are advocating for a fair deal for black workers in the new Los Angeles City Charter. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing, or learn about union apprenticeship programs and trade registries, please visit lablackworkercenter.org. That's lablackworkercenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis and build a more equitable Los Angeles. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Step into the new, let the old go. It's an energy shift. Watch the glow. Used to think that that was just a hand I was dealt. Trapped in the limits of the way I felt. But your identity creates your reality, that's the truth. Had to cut the old ties, had to pull up the root. Looked in the mirror, said it's time to let go. You can't have a rebirth without a death, you know. Got my journal out, fresh page on the left. Wrote down the vision of my higher self. I changed my life overnight. Stepped out of the shadows, straight into the light. Killed the old story, gave my new self a name. I ain't playing to lose, I just rewrote the game. Yeah, I changed my life overnight. Alchemize the pain, now the future's bright. I embody the energy, I'm feeling it real. This is my new, I knew it, this is how I heal. Yeah. Right side of the page, wrote to pass me down. Held a whole funeral.
If we grew up with abusive or neglectful parents, then are we doomed to repeating these patterns in future relationships? Here's the hard truth. We may still be unconsciously attracted to people who remind us of those early wounds. It's not because we want to suffer, but because we're trying to heal. Our unconscious mind believes that if we can get love from someone like our parents, someone who triggers those same feelings of abandonment or hurt, we can finally resolve that childhood pain. But this is dangerous, especially if we had difficult parents. If we're not aware, we may end up repeating the same cycles of trauma. The key is recognizing that this kind of attraction isn't always healthy. If we've had traumatic pasts, we have to consciously choose partners who support our healing and don't just trigger our wounds. When we break these patterns, we stop seeking validation from people who can't give it, and we open ourselves up to real, healthy love.
Who was that, Andy? Ronnie Fowlks, but you know what she's saying? When you see the superstar, entertainment, you see the narcissism is coming out. Every narcissist was born in a broken home environment. Every AP, anxious preoccupied, every dismissive avoidant, every fearful avoidant was born in a broken environment. So I'm going to go out into the world and make the world acknowledge me because I wasn't acknowledged. Why is that important? Why are you using entertainment as the example? Because look, I just played an artist that gave you the blueprint for healing. So it's intentional about all of this. None of this is accidental. The artist that I just played, her name Kisa Soul. The name of the track is Overnight Shift. Right? He say, oh, the music is bad now. The music is terrible. Everything. Yeah, because everything we do is trying to appease that unhealed wound. That wound is looking for a job and a career that will feed it. It's looking for a man or a woman that will feed it. Its insatiable appetite. It's looking for validation everywhere it goes. I'm asking the real question. Can our unhealed wounds have a soulmate? Sometimes you need a toxic fan base as a soulmate. What are you saying, Zoe? The wound gospel. The wound says, fight for me. The healed soul says, see yourself without verdict, then you can see me. Most people can't tell the difference. The trauma ward romance. If every relationship got you performing emotional CPR, maybe you're not dating lovers. Maybe you're volunteering at the trauma ward. We got callers on the line. Los Angeles is the first to step into the scene of the conversation. Valerie from Los Angeles, California, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, wow. Ooh.
What happened? What did I do?
You just keep punching me in the gut like Mike Tyson. I'm covering my ears because I don't want them to get bit.
I'm doing it? What did I?
Every night this week, you've been punching me right in the gut.
But isn't that what the show is about?
Well, that's what all of this is about.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me about it.
You know, I am mourning. I was mourning the death of the commitment phobic Valerie. And that zombie came back hungry and greedy. And I'm tired of this work. I'm tired of this work. I'm tired of confronting myself. Just slide back into who you used to be. And it was easy and good for a moment. But then last night's show hit me. And I have to be honest with myself about my motivation for myself. I am unearthing and fearlessly, and the momentum is exhausting.
I hear you.
It's exhausting, and I'm tired. But I can't stop now. Because the more I pull out of me, that is not me, the longer I can hold on. Not even hold on to. The longer I can just feel this growing peace in me. And I've never been able to maintain that. But I'm not, it's crazy because I used to think my wound thought that was attached to people. But it's not. It's from within. And it's heavy to put that on somebody else and to project. So I have to be honest with myself and honest with everyone around me. Or else, what am I doing?
Right.
I'm rambling because I have had a fourth of a glass of wine. I apologize, but I'm trying not to curse.
I got you, Valerie. I got you. You safe here.
I don't curse. I cuss.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. But that wound, for me, I gotta look. I'm at a space where I have to look at this wound because it needs to be tended to.
Well, I was just about to ask you, does your wound have a non-judgmental witness? Do you have the courage to be the witness your wound needs?
I do, and I have support in that with Sister Supreme. We take space so that we're not reactionary with each other, so we can work through our wounds. But it's hard to be seen raw and accepted raw because the wound is greedy.
That's what I was going to say. Let's get the sequence right. Do you need to be seen from the outside in first, or do you need to see yourself from the inside out first?
Less and less from the outside in.
So it's been angled from the outside in, and you're now getting comfortable with the notion of the inside out, correct?
Well, first it was from the inside, but then the deeper, older stuff. We agreed to show our shadows to each other. And so old stuff comes up. He is a clinician, so it's helpful.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay.
So we can take the space.
Wait.
Not that it's perfect.
Wait, Valerie, stay right there. Don't go nowhere because you're on complete fire. Don't go nowhere. Valerie from Los Angeles, when we come forward, we're going to wrap it.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Medicare Fraud Prevention Week focuses on the actions everyone can take to prevent Medicare fraud, errors, and abuse. Learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones by joining the Senior Medicare Patrol, or SMP, for Medicare Fraud Prevention Week, held the week of June 5th. Learn more at californiasmp.org or by calling 1-855-613-7080.
Let's be real. For too long, too many of our students have sat in overcrowded classrooms in underfunded public schools.
But as head of the San Diego School Board, Richard Barrera changed that.
Under Barrera's leadership, student literacy rose from the state average all the way to number 1 among major urban school districts. Barrera led the way for smaller classrooms and for teachers to be paid what they're worth.
Barrera funded more counselors and mental health services, and community schools that teach real-world skills for future jobs.
A community organizer who became an education leader to fight for our kids. The only candidate for State Superintendent of Public Instruction.
Backed by the 310,000 classroom educators of the California Teachers Association. Vote Democrat Richard Barrera for State Superintendent.
Ad paid for by California Teachers Association Independent Expenditure Committee. Not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. The midterm election campaign season is here now. The 2028 presidential election is right around the corner. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. It's all in for 2026 and 2028. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Watch me. Watch me go so far, so fast. Yeah, I know, hey, I know. Watch me flow, yeah, I'm going, yeah. Watch me do this. Time is near. Stand right here, right here, right here, right here, right. Running. I'm running. Watch me. I'm running around.
You always marry somebody that's going to trigger for you every unhappiness that you ever had in your childhood. So when we find somebody to be in a relationship with, it happens on two levels. One level is, I find them attractive, they're humorous, they're fun to be with, there's a commonality. That's important. But underneath it, there's something else. Underneath it, there's a looking for the love that we never got in the first place. So relationships very much a matter of growing up together, if that can happen. But I guarantee you, when you marry somebody, you're gonna find both your dreams and your worst nightmare.
That's proof.
I know nobody wants to hear that part. You're going to find your dream and your worst nightmare. The Voice of Reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. Listen, 8 minutes from now, stay tuned. Live election night coverage. The homie, Dr. Nee Quarterlie Corte is in the building. Along with my Gemini twin, you already know what it is. Dominique DePrima. It's about to get turned up. I want y'all to stay tuned. But before we do it, we got to pull Valerie back in here. Valerie?
Yes, sir.
Love. And I need you to understand this at the highest spiritual level. Love for you. That's what has to change everything. The love you have for you has to be authentic. It has to be unflinching. Right? And of course, you got your whole support team, right? You got your therapist, you got your clinicians, you got everybody on deck that's going to support you. You got the Suitor Supreme. But I'm going to tell you right now, the seed that must be planted has to be planted by your hands. Love.
You know, so I realized today that I'm not afraid of being ghosted. I'm not afraid of being rejected. The peace and acceptance growing within me for me is not negotiable. It's exhausting, but it's not negotiable. I can't go back. The momentum is there's just too much momentum.
Understood.
And I will do no harm in getting there because I'm willing to do things to myself that I know I wouldn't be willing to do to anyone else to break these patterns.
I hear you. But we don't want that. We don't want you to do that.
Integrity.
Yeah, come on.
Integrity.
That's why I started with love, sweetheart. That's why I started with love. Self-love.
Yes.
Self-acknowledgement.
Moving with integrity.
Yes.
But being real with myself, but holding my integrity so that I know my worth within myself, not based on anybody else's perception.
Right.
Sovereignty.
Absolutely. No, sovereignty is love,
Yeah.
And so we good. Listen, you have no idea how much I appreciate you as a human being. You bring quality to my life for sure. And I just wanted to thank you for being here. And I got a specific question for you.
What's that?
Guess what you just did?
Brought LA into the building.
Whoa. Go vote. Go vote is what Valerie said. Los Angeles is in the building. Y'all already know it is up in here. The Voice of Reason has been on complete fire this whole time. But Andy, you got to tell the truth. Did I return to the playlist dominance? Andy and I, we compete a little bit. But before I get into this next record, I want to ask a couple of questions. If your nervous system grew up around emotional inconsistency, would stable love initially feel emotionally empty because chaos became your first definition of aliveness? I want to say something about spirituality. When you tap in, it is the realest peace you could ever know. When you tap in, it is the realest peace you could ever know. When you tap in, but you must allow yourself to tap in. When I say allow, I want you to understand. Resistance is like the Hulk in meditative process, right? In the meditative process, resistance is like the Hulk. The more resistant there is, the stronger it gets. Meditation and mindfulness is about flowing. So you understand the Marvel character, the Hulk, the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. The more you resist, the more the issue persists. Do you see? Sometimes we resist just looking into that shadow, into that well. But we have to get comfortable with doing that. And I think it will get easier the more patience you take with yourself, and the more consistent you become with yourself, and the more non-judgmental you become with yourself. The more you start leaning in, looking in, and just being able to accept what you see, right? And I don't expect you to accept it all at one time, right? But it's over time. But just be on time to do it every day. Cut out some time so you can look in and self-reflect. And you're not looking in to condemn, to pass verdict, to pass a judgment. You're looking in to embrace. Is there something else in here I need to embrace? Is there another wound that you know what, that wound is too hard for me to touch right now. You got to keep going through all those wounds and just giving out love to them. This is self-love, right? This is self-love actualized. Andy, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was my playlist tonight, sir? Oh, I got attention out of here. Come on, Andy, do we have another record? Gosh. I'm going to keep sending you records, Andy. He said he's saving the rest for tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what I do? I start conversations. It's up to you to finish them. I'm the voice of reason. Stay tuned. Nee Quarterly and the crew are coming in. They're going to give you the whole rundown on today's elections. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another banger. Deuces!
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. New York City Mayor Mamdani is not ruling out screen time limits for students in school.
I'm looking forward to considering any additional suggestions there are.